There we go. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see me. We have some adventures we're going on today. We found some rabbits here local. We've been looking for a long time. And these people I'm really excited about because they're raising their rabbits in a warren system, which means that they are open. They have a surrounding barrier cage, but all the rabbits live together. And there's they breed at will, they birth at will, and so I'm really excited to see his setup. It's not on the ground necessarily so much as that it's in a very deep mulch system, so there's a lot of hay on the ground, which in my mind is much more attractive. So let's see, I have to remember I need to go over and make sure I can see the feed. There we go. Homesteading the Pioneer Way is here. Care Bear is here, and Danny Bull is here. Hello, guys. By the way, how do you like my new background? I think it's a little bit too dark, in my own personal opinion. I think it's just poke your eye out blue, almost to the point of black. So I'm really excited. We're going to go get the rabbits. It looks like they are mixed. They might have some New Zealand in them, but then again, they might just be such a mixed conglomerate of rabbit, who knows. However, we have had really good success with our rabbits back home that were mixed and that were kept because they were excellent at breeding and good mamas and that kind of thing. They did well on forage. And so a lot of times a mix will do better in your scenario than a purebred. So that is what we are working on. And what else are we doing? They also have Nigerian dwarf goats. We kind of want to go and see those. One thing I'm considering in the series that we're working on, which is the Backyard Homestead series, specifically for those in a rental, is I'm considering building a goat shelter and a goat fence in the back. And then we would just maybe rent goats for a week just to show what you're looking at as far as fencing and shelter if you do have a very small acreage. So that could be fun. Let's make sure that you guys can hear me. Oh, the music well said it's like watching your neck and head only. Yeah, it's like a green screen, I'm sure. Oh, Marie Weiss said, I'm so excited getting my chicks in 22. That is so exciting. Yeah, I think that it's just a little harsh for me. I really like my kind of bluish green background or something a little more sea green, something just a little bit milder. To me, I feel like it's just, I feel somewhat ghostly in front of it. But everybody can hear. Okay, that's good. Yes, dear. I don't know if they can see. Let's move over to their screen. Yep, they can kind of see you. So we just got back from church. We went to a church that we hadn't been to yet, and the girls were able to go. And
we've gone there once before.
Oh, you and Dad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was sick. You're looking a little peaked, a little pale. I wonder if it's our almost black screen or if you just need to go brush your hair.
I don't need to.
You don't need to brush your hair. Okay. So we're excited about the rabbits. We will be putting them into a cage system because they are in an open warren system. The odds of the females being pregnant are very strong, which is what I'm hoping. I do like to purchase rabbits that have proven that they are breeders, and I don't like to get maiden rabbits because a lot of times they're really jumpy. Careful, honey. They're very, here, I'm trying to get your little face into. There we go. We're kind of, if you put tilt your head sideways, there we go. We've had not such good results with maiden rabbits. They are jumpy in a new place, and they're jumpy because of the buck, and it can take some time to get them bred. That has been our experience. So it'll be interesting though, because they are raised half wild in a warren system, which means they haven't been handled a lot. So that could be interesting as well. We'll just have to see.
Why don't you go back to the spot where we can see something?
You want to see the comments? Okay. Ooh. Hello from Ontario, Oregon. Michelle Gross says hello. River Mountain Homestead said we raise Nigerian dwarf goats and love them.
I love goats.
Yes, we love goats. We had minis, so we had half Nigerian, half full-size goat mixes, and we loved them. Because I do a lot of knitting, I can't abused my hands with really tiny teats. And so our minis had fantastic teats and we loved them. And most recently we moved on to standard size alpines. But in a tiny house situation, in a tiny backyard situation, I think the Nigerian dwarfs can be good and fun. We liked the output of our minis, again, which is a Nigerian dwarf crossed with a standard.
No Angora bunnies.
We have had Angora bunnies. I can either raise Angora bunnies or I can spin with Angora bunny fiber. I can't do both. It's a little too much exposure to their fluffiness. I should be reading faster. Hey, Wholesome Ritz made it. Okay, Robin's Bits and Pieces says, I was wondering if pygmy goats or dwarf goats. We don't drink much milk, but a lot of butter and cheese. We used a cream separator for our goat's milk, and we got a quart from every milking. So from every gallon of milk, we got a quart of cream, and so we could make our own butter, and it worked really well for us. But that was with standard size goats, so that one goat was giving us a gallon per milking.
Go back up.
Did I miss something?
Yeah, this one.
What?
How to Homestead.
With Scarlet Damon says, for now, our little bottle baby goat is a house goat. He can almost jump on the bed. Paige's goat named Hazelnut, she used to jump on the bed with Paige at night. She was supposed to stay in her box, but she would always jump up on the bed with Paige. Yeah, there was one time when we couldn't figure out who'd pee the bed. Did Paige pee the bed or did the goat pee the bed?
Or did Kaya?
No, or was it Pizza?
It was all very confusing.
It was not me because I did not sleep in the same bed as Pete.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's see. Let's see. Kenneth Bingham says, what about New Zealand whites? We have raised New Zealand whites. They were a little bit flighty. We had one that we never could get bred, and she was a maiden rabbit, and she was the perfect age to be bred, but we could never get her to lift. She was just too flighty. We had, honey, stop moving. Every time you move, it makes the camera move. She was really flighty, kind of like a white leghorn chicken. She just never took. And we had other problems with other rabbits. The ones we did the best with were kind of the mutt breeds. And yeah, especially if they were bred when they came to us. If they were bred when they came to us, they seemed to settle in a lot better. West Tex Homesteading Outdoor said, what's the best miniature goat for meat? Well, pygmies would be definitely more of a meat goat than a Nigerian dwarf, but there's really not that much meat. There's not really that much meat on a goat anyway. If you want a goat for meat, you need to get the boar goat. Did you need to go do art or something, Miss Wiggly?
Mm-mm.
How about if you go wash your chin? Sounds like Dad is almost done in the bathroom. Go wash your chin. No, go wash it. So if you want goats for meat, you want a boar goat. If you do the half thing where you've got half dairy and mini and that kind of thing, for the amount of time it takes for them to mature, you're much better off just to go get a meat sheep, like a meat lamb, or a non, like we did Romneys and we did Suffolk, and they were good meat sheep. But and we can have a really good pair of lamb twins raised and ready to butcher in 3 months.
You're kind of putting your
So if you have a desire for meat and you want a larger animal, but not like a cow, I would go for sheep instead of goats.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wholesome Rose says she loves Nubians. We have raised Nubians, and we did love them, but they are noisier than other goats. And if you're in really cold weather, they can be a little more thin-skinned, even though we did raise Nubians back in Idaho. We do prefer alpines. Christy Betts made it.
I love all goats.
So
There's only
let's
one
see.
kind of animal that I'm not a huge fan of. Roosters and chickens, because once we had a rooster that would choose pigeon.
Yep. Philosopher B said rabbits are killing all my fruit. And honey, you got to stop wiggling because it's making me wiggle. Rabbits are killing all my fruit trees and squirrels are eating all my fruit. What should I do? I would say what we did is we took welded wire fencing, and we would wrap the bottoms of our fruit trees. We had to do that back home because we had a few of our meat rabbits escape, and they actually did gird some of our fruit trees. And then we took old sheeting, old bed sheets, and wrapped the trunk to cover it so it wasn't getting sunburned. So that it wasn't getting sunburned or drying out. And we have saved so many fruit trees. Honey, you got to stop wiggling. We have saved so many fruit trees by wrapping the trunk with bed sheets and then tying them on with twine. As far as squirrels, you could put netting over them like the bird netting. Squirrels get caught in it the same way the birds do. Let's see. West Tex Homesteading and Outdoors said, I have many Californians and New Zealand's for meat, some pedigree, some not. They're all the same. So if any of you are in his area in West Tex, you might want to reach out to him to see if you can buy some rabbits from him.
I'm heavy around. I don't have
a boar goat. Yes, I saw that.
That's really funny, I think.
Drive Shaft Drew is here.
What is a boar goat?
Getting started on homesteading said, just got 2 Holland Laps and they're evil. Some rabbits can be quite nasty. I have a friend who had a bunny that she'd had for a year, and one day it turned on her and bit her and wouldn't let go. So they are animals. On top of that, they are rodents. And so like any animal, they can be unpredictable. We don't make pets of them per se. The girls get to choose one from each litter and turn it into a pet so that they're not sad on butchering day. But once they get a little bit older and they start to get more scratchy, usually we, at that point, will turn them into a breeder or we'll butcher them, just because if you don't spend a lot of time with the rabbit to keep it tamed down, they can be quite scratchy. Punky Rooster says, hello all. Robin Bits and Pieces said, did you bring your Dirtpatcheaven quilt? You could hang that behind you. I didn't. I left my beautiful little cabin beautiful because I loved leaving it beautiful and kind of almost like a fairy tale story. It's how I felt about it when I left it. I wanted to leave it perfect and complete instead of kind of taking it apart to bring here. I kind of wanted to start my own story here, and so that's what we did. Christy Bett said, what would be a good meat rabbit that would be easy for an old lady to handle? LOL. The bigger the rabbits are, the harder they are to handle sometimes. A lot of people will do Rexes because their pellet is their what's the word I'm thinking?
Hide.
Their hide. Their hide is nice, and they're easier to handle because they're smaller. But they're not really considered a meat rabbit. Out of Goshen says, hello. Honey, you got to stop with the arm. Got to stop with the arm. I'm already wobbling too much. The Bee Lady Apiary said, your little cabin is really wonderful. You did an awesome job with it. I really loved it. And actually, the family we were helping with their channel back home, the Honeydew Carpenter, they're actually getting the chimney put back in and getting the rocket mass heater put back in as we speak. And so we should have more videos from them soon with video in the cabin. So that'll be good. Robin Bits and Pieces says your home was cute and comfortable. Yes, we really liked it.
Are you still talking about us getting rabbits or just about rabbits?
We're talking about getting rabbits.
Well,
but I think everybody agrees that the background is just too dark. I think it's lovely because we show up a little bit better in front of it, but I do think it's too dark.
I think I'm the
Your
only one
sweater
that's
matches
showing
it
up. I think I'm the only one showing up.
Sacred Wonders Maine said, is there a market for rabbit hide? Yes. We had friends back in Idaho where the son was raising rabbits and he was raising it for hide. I don't remember if he was selling it for meat too or if they were eating their meat. But he was just drying the pelts and getting a pretty good batch of them. And then he was selling them to Canada, to a company in Canada, in a big lot altogether. And he was making really good money doing it, enough that he could reinvest into cages and other rabbits and that kind of thing.
I think that we should replace the background with that red.
Not red. Mom can't sit in front of red.
Why?
Because I'm a redhead. Ada Goshen said, Dirtpatcheaven, we're looking forward to meeting you at Deep South Homestead's gathering. Me too. We're excited to meet everybody. Any of you who are Southern and would like to see us at the Deep South Homestead gathering, it's in Stone County. Go to Deep South Homestead's event page, and it will be there. It is the 10th or 11th of March. So go sign up for that. It will be fun. We'll have tables there for people to be able to sell their wares if they want to. Honey, sit up. For them to be able to sell things from their homesteads if they want to, but we'll also have some very informal classes and that kind of thing. Josh B said, hello, everyone. I think I have a rabbit doe experiencing false pregnancy. Farm adventures never ending. Yes, the adventures never, ever end. Martha says, at what age do you butcher goats? Nigerian dwarf for meat. You know, a goat, like a wether, if they're a dairy breed, they're not really going to have their full size until they're a year old or more. With lambs, they can be full size within 6 months. And so that's why I think that doing lambs over goats, if you want to make the most out of your money, we raise our lambs on goats. And so we'll go get bum lambs for a few dollars and we'll put them onto our goats so that we don't have to bottle feed them and so that we don't get attached and they don't get attached to us. And so we raise them on our goats, especially the Nigerian dwarfs do well because their teeth are small. Okay, Drive Shaft Drew said, I think 1 New Zealand whites, 2 California rabbits, 4 silver foxes, 5 champagne argent, 6 cinnamon rabbits, 7 satin rabbits, 8 Rex rabbits, and 9 palomino rabbits are the best for meat rabbits. And our best meat to bone ratio has always been New Zealand whites. We did do silver foxes and they did get very big and they were beautiful. And they were calmer, but we didn't have the as good a breeding consistency. Our does didn't want to lift. B Lady April said, if we message you, would you please tell us which plants we should plant around our fruit trees so we can monitor their health? I remember we talked about it. It would be comfrey, nettles, and then we used fava beans. Those were the 3 that we used. Of course, we did cut and drop because you don't want the comfrey or the nettles to get out of hand. You can eat the fava beans. Funky Rooster said, I think we New Englanders, honey, you got to stop trying to sit on top of me. I think we New Englanders need a homestead convention. You totally should. Should put one together. Because they had the Appalachian Homestead. Now they're doing the Deep South Homestead one. Maybe Lumna Acres wants to put one together. Isn't he? He's in Virginia, I think.
Still not really New England.
But it's closer than we are.
Right.
Robin Bits and Pieces said, where's the meeting located? IE State. It's in Mississippi, Stone County. Ultimate said, gotta run. Nice seeing your beautiful face and adorable girls. Thank you. Thanks for popping in. Okay. Adventurous Aardvark said, Aardvark's frolicking through the vegetables. He is such a character.
Aardvarks are feeling better.
We are glad aardvarks are feeling better.
Aardvarks refer to themselves in the third person.
Aardvarks refer to themselves in the third
person.
Person? Are you sure it's person?
Or aardvark. In the third aardvark.
In the third aardvark. The Bee Lady April said, Punky Rooster, me too. We are in West New York, right near Canada. Where are you? There are so many folks here. Leelana Life with Younger Shannon. Am I looking? I'm looking for American blue rabbits. I haven't heard any in Mississippi.
The MS?
MI. Michigan. Oscar with Doug and Stacy. No yawning during the show, Paige.
Missouri?
Is he a teaser?
Yeah. I don't know why, but I keep on yawning. I've been yawning all day.
Hey, Andy's Pantry. How are you? West Tex Homesteading and Outdoor said, are you planning on getting quail? I've got some jumbo Coturnix quail and 40 eggs in the incubator to hatch next Monday. We are getting quail. I need to get a cage system set up. At this point, I have the cages done for the rabbits, but no shelter. So while I am eyeballing what I'm going to be doing, I'm planning on hanging them in the over the top of the hotbed. But right now, the hotbed hasn't sunk enough for me to be able to do that. So I have to give them a somewhat temporary shelter while I am going over the other options. I'm really good at this. I always buy the animal before I have a home for it. Very good at that.
Whatever. He had a home for me.
Yeah, Lumna is in New Hampshire, so that's New England.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I think Lumna Acres should do a homesteading conference. I think he would be really good at that.
We should volunteer him.
I'm not volunteer. I can't volunteer him. I'm just saying I
All
think
in
he
favor,
should.
say aye.
Well, he's trying to grow his channel a lot right now, and it would be a good place for people to congregate. He even has the summer kitchen. Spring, or let's see, honey, what did I tell you? You got to stop bouncing. Stringfield Ridge Farm. Okay, get up. You are trying to be in trouble. I'm watching you, and you're pushing it. Stringfield Ridge Farm said, hey, all, we're going to try rabbits this year. Can't wait for the spring gathering. Yay. Punky Rooster. So Punky, why don't you get a hold of Lumna Acres and say, hey, can we do a homestead gathering at your place? It would be awesome. He has all the infrastructure. Hey, Tim T, how are ya?
Yeah, it's great to kick her out and I can come say hi.
As long as you're not bouncing and like trying to sit on top of me. West Tex Homesteading and Outdoor says, do you drink herbal teas? I've just now started for the health benefits. Love my Forte teacup with infuser. We do drink a lot of herbal tea.
You yell at me when I try to sit on top of you.
Are we ready to go? We're going to go get rabbits, folks. We were waiting for Daddy. Okay. All right.
Hit the blue button and get through all the comments.
I've missed so many. Sorry, guys.
Punky says, will do.
Okay. All right. That is our live show for today. And make sure to check the links below if you need heritage seeds. What else is there down below? There's the Rocket Mass Heater DVDs from Permies.com that are also below.
Sorry.
Anyway, we will talk at you
Later.
once we have rabbits. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. That'd be nice if nothing went wrong.